So if you run a commercial cleaning company and you're struggling with the people inside of your business, they aren't showing up. They don't seem very committed to what you're doing. When they are on the job, your cleaners just aren't doing the job you feel like they're supposed to do. And because of that, you're struggling just to grow your commercial cleaning company because clients aren't sticking around or willing to pay more, and you're not really getting the best reviews, or you're just afraid to ask for reviews at all. Well, then this video is gonna be for you, because what we're gonna do is go over what's called V3 hiring. And what I'm going to show you with V3 hiring is how you can bring just about anybody into your business and get them to do what you want, with a lot less management, with a lot less concern around trying to find these super experienced, very expensive cleaners. You are going to be able to run your business without you having to be out there all the time if you do the V3 hiring right. And you might also be thinking of some of those other problems I listed out earlier and thinking, well, is it really a hiring issue? And actually, it is. Let me show you something really quick. So let's say you're wanting to go here from here. This is our start. This is our finish. So I'm just going to write an F. If you are off just a little bit, right? If we're off just this little tiny angle right here, we're going to be off way far over here, right? We were very far off from our center of where we're supposed to be at this point. This is someone's journey in your business. Whenever you bring them on board, if you get them started on the right path, they're gonna be far more likely, I got a little bit of deviation going on right there, they're gonna be far more likely to hit the goals for your business and for their job that you actually want them to, as opposed to bringing people in and then winding up all over the place. And then every once in a while, you have a really good one that hits the mark. That's not how you scale a business. We need to dive into your hiring process. And this is what I do with commercial cleaning owners all the time. We go right into their hiring process and fix so many problems in their business that are stemming from the start. So that's what you're gonna get in this video, is 3 things you can do right now that I don't see many commercial cleaning owners really doing out there. They're gonna make your employees do what you need them to do further on down the road. It'll provide better quality services, provide opportunities for customers to want to refer you and to give you good reviews, and ultimately allow you to scale your company from the inside out, as opposed to trying to just replace losing accounts all the time through marketing. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Matt. I'm a 7-figure commercial cleaning CEO. Started our company from 0 and got it up into the 7 figures and beyond, and I help you do the same. All right, so most people's commercial cleaning companies, whenever they come to me asking for help, their hiring process after the interviews looks something like this when it comes to onboarding employees. Essentially, they have a brand new employee, and then they send them out to the field, which means the building, doing the work out there as soon as possible, sometimes even cleaning a building by themselves on their very first day or with the team. And then they might send them some paperwork. And after that, they are just on the hope train that this person is going to stick and do a great job. They feel like it's just rolling dice every time. And that's just because it leads to all kinds of chaotic scenarios, and you're not able to really control where these arrows are truly going from the start. And by the way, I forgot to mention, this is looking like a V1 or a V2, which just means version hiring system, right? It's a variation of these. It's really just trying to throw people out there and get it done. That's why we're jumping to a V3, something you can improve with. And so ultimately what we're gonna do is we're going to add something here at the very beginning. We're gonna add something before the field right here, and then we have something that we gotta do out here on the tail end. And the first thing, before we can dive into these 2, that you gotta do, that I see so many people miss, is you must properly set the expectations. And the expectations that we've got to set as soon as they are hired. They've been through the interview process, they're gonna be communicated with us either by the owner, ourselves, or by our team. We need to actually spell out what their journey is going to look like, how long it is that they should expect, and what the hope is for the goal of their training. And we'll do that for you in just a moment, but you gotta really step back and think about this. If you're walking into a new job, you don't know anybody, you don't know anything other than some random person that you may have interviewed with or just talked with on the phone, then you're gonna be feeling very uncomfortable. You don't know how long training is going to be. You don't know where you're going to be going. You don't know who you're meeting with next. You need to intentionally Answer those questions. This isn't just expectations about what are you supposed to be doing every single day. We're going to handle that later. This is what can they expect personally when coming into your business from this moment, the moment that we said, do you want this job? So that is an easy one. Even if you don't follow this specific process you're going to see, whatever process you are doing, you want to give that in a very simple and succinct, just step-by-step way with a little bit of a timeline on it so that anyone new coming into your business just knows what to expect. They feel invited in and they're going to step right into your business without feeling like things are out of control. All right, so let's go deeper here with number 2. What happens right here before they go out into the field and they're completely dependent on, or we're throwing dice around, right? We need to train them in safety. And what I don't mean by safety here is like OSHA safety training. Like, yeah, they need to know safety, things like that. What I mean is they need to be trained in a place of personal safety. Let me use an extreme example. Let's take World War II. If we trained our soldiers and the first time they held a weapon was on the battlefield, how well do you think those battles would have gone for us? Well, why do we take so much time when someone joins the military, at the range, doing all kinds of exercises, before ever going out on any sort of deployment? You see, we completely expect our soldiers to be trained in a place of safety, where they can make mistakes, maybe ask some stupid questions, maybe try some things under your supervision. And there's a key to this that makes this particularly effective so that whenever you do a training in a place of safety before sending them out into the field, it's going to make the field so much more effective. And the key is this. Have you ever heard of the phrase of drinking from a fire hose? Right? If you ever watch a fire truck just dump thousands of gallons of water in a minute, it's pretty amazing. It's very dangerous flow of water. But they have a phrase out there that if someone is just having a ton of information thrown at them all the time, how much of that is actually useful? How much of it actually just blasts around them and is just lost in the universe? You see a lot of commercial cleaning company owners that actually try to improve their hiring and onboarding process. They tend to try to throw all the information they possibly can at a new trainee, when really what they need to focus on when training in safety is more like survival skills. And the fancy business phrase behind this is speed to proficiency. Sorry if I spell anything wrong. So let me tell you real quick what this looks like in our company. Whenever someone accepts a job, they're immediately told, hey, we have a training that we do every Thursday night at our office. Now, if you don't have an office, you can pick a specific client location or somewhere that you're allowed to have somebody to train with. And that is our place where we can safely train without the risk of losing clients or anything going wrong if someone does something wrong. And it's here where the entire goal of that original training is actually, real quick, we pull this paperwork stuff here at the very beginning, right? We make sure they got that done. But then we spend some time on what are just the essential basics to the cleaning. If they can just clean a toilet right, if they can just make sure the glass on the mirror looks good, if they can just clean a sink well, then we're going to be fine. They don't need to know advanced techniques. They don't need to do walk behind scrubbers. They don't need to do all that kind of stuff yet. We can train on those things later. We want to have a high speed to proficiency where we can get them out into the field, but we got to start in a place where they can be validated and practice those things without having to worry about their job being on the line for it yet. And actually by doing this first, we've seen less turnover, higher quality, and higher engagement in our company from trainees who have come to that safer training environment first. And this is ultimately because whenever you enter a new environment, a new company, new people, traveling somewhere new, your brain is taking it all in. You ever go somewhere new, it feels like it takes forever. You drive back, it seems like it goes by a lot faster. Well, that's because the first time going through there, your brain was like, what's a threat? What's great? What's not? What do I need to look at? So it takes in everything. But it doesn't the second time because it's kind of weeded all that out. So if we take a safe place to train, that gets all of those worries and concerns over with there without any stress really being on the table just yet. So then, now that their mind is good to go, right? It's like they're traveling back home through the new area. When they do go out into the field, they've already got all of the essential stuff covered and their mind can rest on those things. And then it can focus on the things that might be a little more unique at that facility and actually apply some critical thinking there, because that's a phenomenon in our industry. We see some actually pretty smart people do some very foolish things sometimes if they're just thrown out for the first time somewhere they've never been in a job they've never done before. Even if we call it something as basic as cleaning, cleaning, there are still so many new aspects around starting or joining a cleaning company that someone goes through. So if we don't respect the biology that God made enough to start people in a safe place, a non-war zone, then we're going to pay the consequences for that. So I encourage you, do some sort of orientation training, not just where you just talk about your company a whole bunch, but you actually think of it in terms of how can I remove as many threats as possible and get the core stuff done so that whenever they are out there, they can at least survive enough and support the team enough to where then they can learn more as they go. Then they can actually absorb things without it being a fire hose situation. Okay, so that's number 2. What is number 3 right here? And it's actually what we're going to be doing right here. But what we're doing actually at this training and safety is we're actually going to set a specific expectation. We call this, we train to a target. So what we tell them at this training is their entire goal and outcome desired from the training they're about to go through this, the one that's safe, and then by being in the field for a certain amount of time, their entire goal is to complete what's called their launch cleaning. You see, people need to know whenever they have passed from one end to the other, when they've gone from trainee to actually validated and completely on board. And the launch cleaning is how they do that. All that it is they simply go clean a small building or a part of a bigger building all on their own, completely on them, nobody else involved. And then they are inspected afterwards, and they go through with the inspector on that to get feedback. And what's actually nice about that is that nobody ever fails a launch cleaning, at least not in our company. What happens is people who would have failed the launch cleaning, they fear the launch cleaning that's going to be coming up, and then they quit before it. So by setting that expectation here at the beginning, and then setting up all of our training to help them pass that cleaning, it sets a clear path for them. And not only that, but it sets a clear validation standard for you in your company and for the rest of your employees. And if for some reason someone didn't pass that launch cleaning, then it's just what can we do to help them pass it the next time and just schedule another one. Of course, if you're thinking then this is just not going to be a good situation because of what you see at the launch cleaning, then you got to let them know. But what this really does is it actually shortens what you're aiming at a little bit, but makes it a little bit more defined. So instead of aiming at this large, ambiguous, we hope that you're a great cleaner while you're here on our team kind of thing, we actually have a week or 2 weeks out, we have this launch cleaning, we're gonna train you up for that, you're gonna hit that, and then you continue on that path forward, right? It's kind of like aiming down anything with sights. And YouTube can censor some stuff like that, so you know what I mean, but you always have a sight closer to your eye and then a sight way down at the end. And if you ever try to use something like that without the sight on the very end, and you just have the one close to you, you're gonna be all over the place. Same if all you have is no sight at the front and one way, 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 way far down there, you're gonna miss the mark and be all over. You need both sights. So you use step 1 of expectations and training in safety to then set them to train to a target, and they're gonna continue to provide that quality through the target. Now we do something in my company more akin to V8 hiring. If you want to learn more about that, check out the links down below. If you want the entire hiring systems and everything you need just handed over to you day one, check out the links down below. But if anything, I hope that this video was helpful for you and you can apply it to your commercial cleaning company, find more peace in your life. Ultimately, I just want to be a blessing to you. Again, my name is Matt, your 7-figure commercial cleaning CEO. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, share this with anyone else who's scaling their commercial cleaning company too. Until next time, keep building.